What's up, guys? Two new fragrance pickups, two Xerjoff fragrances, and it's two fragrances. One of them is actually back in my collection, but I will talk about that fragrance after I speak about the first one to begin with. I ordered, this is not a first time, not purchase for me, but I've smelled this fragrance before. I smelled it, I had a sample of it, and I had a clone of it. Finally came around to getting it, and it's going to be Naxos. So finally got Naxos. And honestly, was contemplating it because I did like Vaux Elegant a lot, and I got rid of that clone a while back. And then I had a sample while I had that clone. I believe I made a video on that a while back. I don't remember. I think I said it was pretty off, like the clone. It was still a good clone, but I think it just wasn't really the smell of Naxos. So it was a good clone for how close it got, but I don't remember it being as close with the sample. Maybe it scratched that itch at the time, but after getting rid of it, I knew I wanted to get Naxos eventually. So finally got it. Wore it today a little bit after I actually wore the sample a few days ago, and it made me go ahead and pull the trigger on it. So I know there's a lot of love-hate, with Naxos. I'm not sure if people are saying that it also does not perform. It actually performs very well. I wore it. So the sample. I haven't given away to this bottle yet, but I wore Naxos on maybe 2 days ago, maybe 3 days ago. Sprayed it a little bit on the neck, a little bit on the shirt, and it's what, maybe today? It was earlier today I smelled the shirt again. It still smelled like Naxos. Performance-wise, I remember smelling it pretty much all day. I would say probably about 8 to 9 hours, but it was still pretty much coming off the skin. But I took a shower afterwards. But yeah. Definitely got the bottle. I know it's one of those that you love it or you don't. Somehow it's one of the most controversial of fragrances. I think it's a really easy to like fragrance though. I'm just gonna go ahead and wear this again tonight. But yeah, it's really intoxicating. Like I said, it's a scent profile DNA that I do really enjoy. Let me actually pull up the notes for you guys, even though it's already a popular fragrance, so you guys already have probably heard about these notes plenty of times, but it's kind of a refresher, something for the fall. One of those fragrances that you could pick up. I think here in 2024, it's still a really good fragrance pickup. It's not one of those that got left behind. And people are going to forget about. I think people are still going to want this fragrance. So top notes are lavender, bergamot, lemon. Middle notes, honey, cinnamon, cashmere, and jasmine, sambac. And base notes, tobacco leaf, vanilla, and tonka bean. Now, this is not really a tobacco fragrance like a tobacco vanille or a Harrod or I don't know. Not even tobacco oud by Tom Ford. This is like I guess it's tobacco, but it's not really. Like, if you're not really into tobacco scents, this is not going to be something that you have to worry about or like throw it off to the side, because it's actually a really good scent. More like, I would say honey, cinnamon. That's what I get more. Honey, cinnamon, tonka bean, vanilla. Lavender in the opening, but after that, you don't really get much tobacco. So definitely, in my opinion, I would say this is blind buy based, but I really do think the fragrance is pretty simple. I don't think it's that. I think it's a really easy to like fragrance. Is it a compliment getter? I don't know, because I haven't really worn it to get compliments. And my last compliment actually was probably maybe a month ago or whatever, and it was an old lady complimenting my Aventus cologne. I don't remember what I was doing that day. Actually, I do remember what I was doing that day. I was going to Niagara Falls to sell my car. That's what I was doing that day. She complimented me in a FedEx. Now, I'm pretty sure that's the last compliment I got. It's been a while since I got another compliment. But yeah, Naxos, really great. And finally, a fragrance that I did sell when I sold a lot of my fragrances, but I wanted it back in my collection. It's going to be Aurum. So, weird thing happened, right? When I first got it, maybe a year ago, it smelled like Desitin. Now I don't get that smell at all. So I wonder if, I'm not going to say it got reformulated. Maybe it has to sit more. But I remember just opening the package, spraying it, made a video. I actually made an unboxing video and it smelled like Desitin. But yeah, I put it on my hand today. Maybe I'll give it some time. But it doesn't really smell like Desitin anymore. Which, I mean, it's not a positive or a negative. Really happy to have this fragrance back in my collection. This is honestly one of the only fragrances I really missed from all the fragrances I sold. Apple Brandy was one of them, but after smelling it again recently, I don't really miss it too much. Aurum was one I definitely missed, and from what I remember, I don't really miss anything else. Maybe Pacha de Cartier Parfum, but that's a pretty easy pickup to pick it back up. It's not expensive at all. I just haven't come around to pick it up, and I just don't know if I would pick it up. I might just pick it up again for this season. I'm not sure yet, but we'll see. But yeah, 2 Xerjoff fragrances back in my collection. Well, one of them is back in my collection. One was actually a sample, tried it out, had a sample a while back, and then had the same sample, revisited it after the spring and summer, and decided why not get a bottle. This was a tester bottle, so I didn't get the whole presentation, but at least I got a cap and the bottle. You know, I didn't care a little about the whole presentation because I pretty much throw it away anyways. Xerjoff presentations are nice, so I tend to keep them, but I really don't know what to do with them. They're like having a nice shoebox or something. You kind of just put it away, but you're not going to come back to it. I don't really have a display to put my fragrances in, which I just realized how dark the background looks. But yeah, Aurum. Definitely a slept on Xerjoff fragrance. Probably the most slept on Xerjoff fragrance. I haven't tried all of them, but the ones that I have tried, this is better than most. So I've tried Alexandria too. Shout out to you for sending me that sample. There was one that I tried that was, I believe, I'm not sure if it was Shooting Star. There was like a Shooting Stars collection one. I would say it's better than that one. Is it better than Naxos? It might be. I would say it's better than Herba Pura. It might be tied with Naxos, in my opinion. But I really do enjoy Naxos. So for someone that doesn't like Naxos, it might be better than Naxos for most. I don't remember what the notes are. Kind of chocolate strawberries, you know? That's probably the best way to describe the fragrance. Let me go ahead and pull it up. It was actually a release last year, which I didn't know was a new release of 2023. And I believe it has rose in it. Let's see. Okay, so top notes: rose, orange, bergamot, lemon. Middle notes: chocolate, strawberry, incense, labdanum. Base notes: vanilla, oud, patchouli, heliotrope, and oak moss. I didn't even know this fragrance had oud in it. I would say chocolate, strawberries, definitely. And rose. I don't really get much incense or labdanum. It's not a smoky fragrance like it kind of seems the breakdown would be. But I mean, if it did smell how the breakdown seems like it would smell, with especially chocolate, strawberry, rose, incense, and then with the vanilla, oud, and patchouli in the back, And I think that would make it that'd be a better fragrance if that more incense and, yeah, if more of that incense came forward, that could be really good stuff. But it's still really good stuff without it. Maybe if I try it longer, then, you know, maybe it's one of those that you let it sit and those are the notes that's going to come out. One of the things I really did love about this fragrance, just the bottle design. Look at the cap. It has a K for the Chemi collection. And then just the Aurum on there. Just a really nice presentation, and the color of the bottle, it's just like really classy looking there. I believe this is like the organic or something like that, but I'm not too sure. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. Just these two fragrances. Please leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one. Have a good one.